This is a new week, Monday to be precise, and every week I drop videos on analyzing some pairs, some forex pairs that we'll probably be looking at throughout the week to see if we can have some possible setup, possible smart money entries. Now, we'll be marking out our levels, the key zones, point of interest, institutional reference point that we feel price might react to. Now, this is happening on weekly time frame down to the 15 minutes time frame. So we're starting out with GBPUSD and then we head over to GBPJPY, two pairs we're going to be looking at today. So throughout the week, we see if we have something good, a good setup. Now, as a smart money concept trader, I don't joke with the order blocks, I don't joke with the breaker structures and some other confluences that I look out for before taking my trade. So currently, we have this breaker structure to the upside. Like I said, this is happening on a weekly time frame, and we're going to be looking at just the major areas, the relevant areas that we're expecting price to react to. So we have that breaker structure to the upside, and this other place I see that we have an order block that caused that push to the upside. So this order block was what initiated the push to the upside, giving us this breaker structure. I'm talking about this area, guys. Now I'm talking about this breaker structure to the upside, indicating that price is still bullish. So the overall trend of GBPUSD is bullish, all right? So we have this breaker structure, so we're still heading up to the upside. But then this is the order block that initiated this breaker structure to the upside. This is overall analysis on the weekly time frame. So we're expecting price to push back down to this order block and then probably tap any entry in or any order in and push to the upside. So this is what we have on the weekly time frame. But then we proceed to the daily time frame. Let's see if we have some other levels we can mark out. So over to the daily time frame. Now on the daily time frame, the zone we marked out on the weekly time frame is still very much valid and active. But then what we can do at this point is to refine our areas, refine the levels we marked out. So let's refine the levels we marked out and see if we can have a new entry. So this level, we marked it out on the weekly time frame, so we just keep it here, right? Price is yet to mitigate it, but then let's just have it in mind that price might react to that area. But then on the daily time frame, yeah, this is the area I'm seeing. Okay, we have this break of structures to the upside on the daily time frame. We also have some break of structures to the upside. Over here, we have this break of structure. This is on the daily time frame, guys. So this is an indication that price is still bullish even on the daily time frame, guys. Now, the next thing we need to do is to look out for what the market is currently doing on daily time frame. Now, this was all that the market gave us. After that, what happened? It started reversing back, giving us a little break of structure to the downside, more or less referred to as change of character on the daily time frame. You can see price is kind of going bearish. Okay, this was the last break of structure to the upside. Like I said, after this, what happened? Price started reversing back from this zone, all right, from this swing high, started reversing back. So what happened here? This break of structure we have here, we also have an order block resting around here. So we just mark out the order block to see if price could possibly come back. So this is what we have. There is an order block resting here. So we just adjust everything to the relevant area. Now we refine it properly. We mark out the level properly to the relevant area. So this is the relevant area that price is currently reacting from. So the next thing we can do here is to make sure everything is intact. Okay, so the order block is intact. So the next thing we need to do is wait for price to retrace back to this entry, to this level marked out, this order block we marked out, and then we see if price will respect it or break through it, giving us a breakout, or price will just tap into any order there and keep going bullish. But then, like I said, this is happening on the daily time frame, and you don't want to take your trade from the daily time frame, all right, as a day trader. So you want to scale down to the lower time frames and see what we have there. So we go down over to the 1 hour time, to the 4 hour time frame rather. So let's see what we have on the 4-hour time frame. Now, just like I always, tell you guys, whenever you open up any time frame, all right, you need to pay attention to the relevant area that you see price maybe about reacting to. So this on the 4-hour time frame, what do we have here? So first and foremost, we look at the relevant areas. Okay. So we're going to be looking at this particular time frame from this area. This area is the most relevant area that price is reacting from, or reacting to rather. So what we can do right now is try to identify the trend. So the trend is a bit bearish. You can see a bit bearish, but then after that, what happened next? I'm talking about this area. You can see the price is bearish, but after that, what happened? You can see price that are reversing up and giving us a break of structure to the upside here. Now, price being bearish, like I said, we have a break of structure to the downside. We have an order block at this point. So let me just quickly mark the zones out. Don't forget, the most relevant areas is where you pay attention to. Any time frame you open up, pay attention to the most relevant area. Now, we have a break of structure to the downside from here. Like I said, price is kind of bearish on the 4-hour time frame. So this is the change of character we have here. And then this is the order block that caused the break of structure. There's an order block resting here, a sell side order block, So we just mark it out to the most relevant area. So this is where we have price reacting at. Okay. So by the way, in case you want to know, our order block is just this green candle. This green candlestick, the last candlestick before the massive push to the downside or upside is the order block. I'm talking about this green candlestick. So, and this is the breaker structure which this order block initiated. So this order block is our point of origin. Okay. Now, what next? That should be the question. Over here again, we have a breaker structure to the downside. This is happening on the 4-hour time frame. A breaker structure to the downside. Okay. And we also have an order block there, and price already reacted, from that area. Price already tapped into it and even broke through it. And it kind of rather break through it. You can see this is the order block resting there, but price already reacted by tapping into it, and even there's a breakout. So I see price pushing forward to the upside. I see price going to react to this order block, probably tapping in any entry. So two things are involved there. Price getting to this order block, we get to see this week if price will respect it or price is going to break through it. So, but I see price respecting it. This is happening on the 4-hour time frame. You can see bearish, break of structure to the downside. So price is kind of pushing to the order block on the 4-hour time frame to see if we gain a possible entry. But then you don't want to take an entry from the 4-hour time frame. You want to scale down to the lower time frame. So we head over to the 1-hour time frame to see if the levels we marked out are still very much relevant. Okay, just like I always say, whenever you open up any particular time frame, you need to pay attention to what price is currently doing. All right, because as a day trader, or even if you're a scalper, you should pay attention to the most relevant areas. So then what we have to do is to refine the levels we marked out. So let's refine the levels. Let's refine them. So we keep this aside. This is on the 4-hour time, from the 4-hour time frame. So let's pay attention to the relevant areas on the 1-hour time frame. So what we could possibly see on the 1-hour time frame is that price already broke a major structure here. A major structure has been broken and price is bullish. So the structure that was broken is an indication that price is still bullish. Okay, so this is what I'm currently seeing. Yeah, so now we also have another internal breaker structure, and this could be more visible on the smaller time frames. So the reason I'm marking this order block, this breaker structure out, is because it gave us an origin, which is an order block. So this is another block that I'm currently seeing resting on the 1 hour time frame. This is very relevant. Okay, it's relevant because we have a break of structure to the upside, major break of structure, and an internal break of structure, this one and this one. So now there's another block also resting on the top, but price, let's mark it out first. So this is another block, another order block resting here, but then price already mitigated both order blocks, guys. Price already mitigated both order blocks. Let me show you guys. So you see this other block, price already reversed after this break of structure. Price pushed to the upside, right, and reversed back, splashed into it. So this order block is no more relevant. So we're going to remove it. This order block as well, we marked out here. Price already splashed into it as well. So both other blocks might be important but no more relevant because price already tapped into it. So this is how you take care of a chart. So the most relevant area I'm seeing here is what price is currently doing. So right now we don't have any zone to really hold here on the 1 hour time frame because price already mitigated all the other blocks that it has produced. So this would have been a very good one to wait for price, but we cannot bank on this particular order block yet. We cannot bank on it because price has not yet broken structure like that. Though a little structure was broken here, you can see. Or then we can refer to it as a good order block then because price broke structure is visible. Sorry, is invisible. So I think this is the only order block we can look at that price might probably react from. So yes, this order block is relevant. This order block is relevant. And the next thing we need to do is to wait for price to come back to it and react to it. So price reversing back from this area, tapping into this other block, then we see if price is going to respect it or break through it. So let's scale over to the 30 minutes time frame and then the 15 minutes time frame. Let's see if we have an entry. So this is on the 30 minutes time frame. Okay, so on the 30 minutes time frame, don't forget guys, we pay attention to the most relevant areas. So the market just opened up and we're still, I think this other block is still very much relevant. So we just need to refine it a bit. All right, on the 30 minutes time frame, we just need to refine it a bit. So this other block is still very much relevant, and the breakout structure we have to the upside is still very much relevant. So let's scale over to the 15 minutes time frame. I think we're gonna have a possible entry on GBPUSD. Now it becomes clearer, very clear. So this is what we should be expecting. We should be expecting price to tap into this order block, all right, and we'll have a massive push to the upside to at least this point of reversal. Okay, we can have a massive push to the upside and price can sweep all the way to this point of reversal. So I'm talking about this area. So we have this break of structure, we have this order block, and this is the area I see price getting to. Okay, so this order block is very relevant, and as we can see, price is reacting gradually. It's kind of reversing, and we have a kind of corrective pushback happening, not an aggressive one. So it's something we can wait for and see what happens. Then we have to draw it out too. This is what we can possibly see. Okay, let's say we have an entry from this other block. All right, if we have an entry from this other block, our stop loss is going to be somewhere below. So we have a stop loss slightly below the swing low, and then we have a take profit up to this zone. Okay, and this is gonna give us like 3-2 3 to 3 risk to reward ratio, not up to 4 risk to reward ratio, but it's a good trade, times 3 plus. So the moment price, taps into this other block, we should be going long. All right, so I think this is a good trade. This is Monday. So before this trade plays out, let's say from now to like noonday afternoon. So this is going to be a good trade. So let me take a picture for my thumbnail. So we see what happens, guys. So we head over to GBPJPY. On GBPJPY, the overall trend is bullish, and we have this break of structure to the upside. So we are dealing with the most relevant areas, guys. All right, we don't have business with these other areas. Our business is identifying the overall trend, and we know what happens next. So we have that break of structure to the upside, and the next thing I'm seeing is a sell side. I'm seeing a sell side order block. This is the sell side order block we have. And from what I can see, I'm seeing that price has already tapped into it on the weekly time frame, guys, on the weekly time frame. So two things can happen here. Is either price keep pushing to the upside and break, break this high, or price after tapping into it start reversing back to this point of reversal. Okay, so this is on the weekly time frame. We scale over to the daily time frame to see if we can get some levels marked out. Now, just like I said, price already tapped into it, and we just kind of refine our entry. We keep it to this point where price has already reacted to, and then we look at the lift time frame, the most relevant area. So what do you see on screen, guys? Okay, I see a break of structure. I see a break of structure, kind of overall break of structure, but then we can just adjust it to the relevant break of structure I'm seeing. So this is the break of structure I'm seeing, and I'm also seeing an order block that initiated the break of structure. So this is the order block that initiated the break of structure. This is happening on the daily time frame. Don't forget, guys. Okay, and then what we have next, we see price reversing back and tapping into it, or possible breakout. So I'm talking about we see price reacting by reversing back properly and tapping into this order block, or price pushing to the upside and break this high. That's what I'm currently seeing. So throughout this week, we see what happens. So don't forget there's a push to the downside, but price is here to mitigate this order block. And then we also see if price will respect this zone, this high. So it's okay if I adjust it a bit more, all right, to this area. So we get to see if price is going to break above this high, or price is going to tap into this order block. So this is what we have on the daily time frame. Okay, a push to the upside is still bullish on the daily time frame. So let's head over to the forward time frame. Let's be swift on this. Now on the daily time frame, why we still have this, high to look out for if price is going to break through it or not. Now we have to adjust or refine this entry that this level marked out on the daily time frame. So let's just adjust it to suit, the relevant areas. So this is our order block. We have to refine it properly to suit the area we're looking at, and let's adjust it a bit more. So this area is still very much relevant. Still very much relevant. So this is the order block here. This little candlestick, that's the order block, but then I have to adjust it properly. Okay, so at this point, just like we checked the daily time frame, price splashed down, but it didn't tap into this order block. Okay, so two things are involved there. It's either price, see, you can remember this high we marked out right from the weekly time frame. This high has been relevant, so we get to see if price is going to push above this high. If price breaks through it, then price will keep going bullish, Else, if price retraces back, it's going to just probably tap into this other block and respect it. So two things are involved. It's either price breaking through it or price coming down to respect this other block or also breaking through it. So we get to see if this week, if these key levels will be respected. But then we scale down to the 1 hour time frame. Right? We scale down to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see if we can make progress from here. Now on the 1 hour time frame, what do we have? Let's see if this zone we marked out is still relevant. Okay, so we have to stay focused on the relevant areas on the 1 hour time frame, because we cannot analyze the areas that the area's price might not really come back to immediately. So we just keep this by the corner. All right, it's relevant on the 4 hour time frame, but not relevant as such on the 1 hour time frame. So what do we have here on the 1 hour time frame? This zone is still very much active. Price is yet to break the zone, so just kind of refine it to the area price is yet to break out from. So but then price is still bullish because we have this overall breaker structure to the upside on the 1 hour time frame, more like a general breaker structure. So let me just adjust it a bit more so that you get to see this clearly. So this is where we have the breaker structure indicating that price is still very much bullish. Guys, are you seeing this? So this is the breaker structure we have over here. So price is still very much bullish, and I'm expecting price to react from the order block I'm seeing currently. So let's mark out this other area. This is the internal breaker structure we have here, and this internal breaker structure will be very, very visible on the smaller time frames like the 15 minutes and the 1 hour time frame. But this is currently what we have, and there's an order block resting here. So let's adjust this properly. So this is the breaker structure we have on the 1 hour time frame, and we have, sorry guys, we have this other block resting here currently. This is on the 1 hour time frame. So this other block, yes, is valid, is very large, it's very, very large, but price already tapped into it, kind of at the edge. So this other block somehow has been mitigated, though not fully. Price can do anything. Price can still push to the downside to this other block and sweep through it. So let's expect that it can happen. But then this is the most relevant order block that we have here. Very, very relevant. And then we see price is already reversing back. So let's get to see if price will respect it. Already, guys, we have a break of structure. We have a break of structure which I've marked out already. You can see this break of structure. So price can just come down, tap into this other block, and keep pushing massively to the upside on the 1 hour time frame. So this is what we have. The relevant areas. These areas might be relevant, but what we just need here is to determine or identify the break of structure here to ascertain price to being bullish or bearish. But in this case, price is bullish. We have this breaker structure telling us that price is bullish, and then we have this breaker structure, internal breaker structure, telling us that price already created an order block and might retrace into it. So we scale over to the 30 minutes time frame, and then to the 15 minutes time frame later on. Now on the 30 minutes time frame, we just have to reverse to refine our entries. Now see the beautiful thing. In paying attention to this relevant area, at this point, we just need to adjust this, all right? So we can pay attention to the relevant areas. So this area is relevant, but then it's only relevant to other time frames. So we are working with the 30 minutes time frame now. So we have to stay put to the relevant areas. Now, this is beautiful. Yeah. So we have this breaker structure. Sorry guys. We have this breaker structure, all right, to the upside, indicating that price is bullish on the 30 minutes time frame. And this order block that we marked out on the 1 hour time frame, which was said to have been mitigated somehow on the 1 hour time frame, is unmitigated on the 30 minutes time frame. So this is the reason why you pay attention to your key levels, on each time frame as you descend from the higher to the lower time frame. So on the 30 minutes time frame, this order block is active and valid. See these two order blocks, this one and this one. We have this break of structure to the upside here. We have this order block active and valid. We have this order block active and valid. So you can see price already reversing back with like a correctional pullback, not an aggressive one. You can see it's pushing down. So we just watch out to see if price is going to respect this order block. But I see price breaking through it, using this order block as an inducement, like a fake breakout might just happen here. So it can be kind of deceptive if you have an order from here or an instant execution. Price can just tap you in and keep going bullish, and at the point refers back to this order block. So if I have to go take this trade, I need to wait for price to react from this first order block. So this is order block 1, this is order block 2 on the 30 minutes time frame. So we head over to the 15 minutes time frame where we can possibly see if we have an entry or not. Now guys, the beautiful thing about doing your top-down analysis on a weekly is to get you ready for the week, so you don't start taking trades randomly. So the moment you're able to determine your entries or your levels, your key levels, then you know how to wait for price to come back to those levels, or you know if you have an instant or other pending orders there. So on the 15 minutes time frame, we will kind of refine this order block properly to the relevant area that we can see price reacting from. So good enough, we have that order block there, and we have this break of structure on the 15 minutes time frame, guys. There's a break of structure resting here on the 15 minutes time frame, and the break of structure has given us another order block here. There is an order block resting here. Okay, this red candlestick is very, very valid because we have a break of structure, we have an order block there, and we have a fair value gap resting there. So we just refine the whole area to the relevant areas. So over here, price is already coming over to this third order block. So we have 3 order blocks here that I see price reacting from on the 15 minutes time frame. So this is order block 1. Price can break through it and come back here. These are the block 2 and these are the block 3. So these areas are very relevant. You can see this is more like a general break of structure to the 2 other blocks we have below. So this is where the break of structure should really be. So expect price to retrace back to this other block, to this other block, or this other block. So the question now is, which of the other blocks do you feel price will respect more? So for me, I'm not going to take any trade from these 2 other blocks. This one, price can respect this one, but I see price touching this particular order block, the first one. So if I have to take a trade from here, it starts to be from this order block, guys. That should be from this order block, okay? From this one. And a stop loss slightly below. A stop loss slightly below this swing low, that is this area. And then I'll take profit here, this point of reversal. And this is a case of about 1:5 risk to reward ratio, guys. Yeah, so this trade, I see this trade playing out properly. You can see it's a case of 1:5 risk to reward ratio, and it's a very good trade. Okay, so if I have to wait for this trade, let's say from now to like tomorrow being Tuesday, then I have to wait for it here. So whenever price retraces back, all right, with a corrective pullback to this order block, I'll be taking the trade. Then I can set an alert here. I can set an alert here. So all we need to do is just to be vigilant what price is going to do once it gets to the second order block. Let's see if it's going to respect it or not. But I see price, respecting this first order block more. So this is what we have for the week on GBPUSD and GBPJPY. Okay, so we stay vigilant throughout this week to see if these smart money key levels will be respected or if we're going to have a breakout. So we call it a day on this video, and I'll take a picture as always for my thumbnail, and see you again in my next video. Bye for now.